Hey everybody, just started the live stream and I'm gonna go ahead and wait until actually 7 o'clock to start. I'm a little bit early. I'm just getting my markers together for what I think I want to do, getting some nice hot tea in me because it's freezing here. God did not make me for this weather. Meadow is here to read comments. Say hi, Meadow.
Hello.
And what else is cold? Meadow's even drinking tea tonight. My little sidekick. So here's some of the markers we're going to use. I decided that I'm going to make this one pink and blue. Meadow found all of, do you still have yours? Your little tail, or did you take it upstairs?
No, it's in my drawer.
Meadow found all of these. You know what? I need to focus this thing. Holy mac and cheese. Let's get this thing focused. There we go. So Meadow found all these little, they're just little acrylic mermaid tails in her stuff because we were thinking about sticking them we're going to have cupcakes one night as a treat at the retreat in May. And so we're thinking about sticking these on the cupcakes, but they're too little. So we're not going to do that now. So we found different little mermaid tails. So this mermaid, let's see, it's almost 7 o'clock. So this mermaid, I'm just going to start because I feel weird just sitting here. Are you making sure you're checking comments, Meadow? Yeah?
Stamperoo says adorable.
They adore. Oh, probably because of the tail. Were you in here for the tail or was it for the mermaid? I don't know what it was adorable. But hey, thank you. And hi, how are you this is it? Oh, I know it's cold where you are. I know it's cold.
She said both.
So this is a mermaid that is going to be, we have a lot of mermaids that are going to come out in only 19. Oh, honey, I don't think I could live where you are. God did not, It was, how cold was it here this morning, Meadow?
17.
It was 17 here today, but it says, you know how it says like the weather, what it is, and then what it feels like? It said it was 17, but it felt like 8. I was like, what in the heck is going on? So this little mermaid is, I think we just called her Make a Splash because she's actually going to be exclusive to the retreat only. We have a lot of mermaids coming out in May. We have a few. You've probably already seen, sorry, I have my little zipper case, but you've probably already seen this one. And you've probably already seen this one. We're doing this one in a class. She actually comes with these cute little fish. Look at these little fat fish. I love them. So, but she comes with those, and she comes with the jellyfish. But she is going to actually be in a class. I haven't decided if we're using her yet or not, but she will be released in May. And then Tina Goodwin, I'm sure you know her. So far, she's still playing with it. She hasn't decided if she wants to go for it or not. but she is actually gonna be doing, a background, a really beautiful background scene with this one. So, let's see. Hi, Donna. Donna,
I
li
live in West Virginia.
no. Mm-mm. See, and you're just, like, a little up and over from me, so I am so sorry it is so cold right now, Donna. That just really is not right. So what else? Ooh, I have stuff. Do you guys wanna see what's coming out in March? I have that stuff ready. And then I have
Donna says, "Welcome to January."
right. That's why right? That is why I have indoor hobbies are the best. So this is another little stamp set that's gonna be exclusive to the retreat as well. So, you know the little ink spots? I don't have my you wanna grab one of my cards, Meadow, that I just did with the ink splats? So I know everybody loves, like, the little ink splats and stuff like that. The Kraken. He's supposed to be a squid, but I like the Kraken better. I like their goofy eyes. Um, I don't know, I like things that look silly. So, like, the ink splats here, I'm gonna be teaching people how to do these at retreat, just freehand do these, but this is actually a stencil that's gonna be coming out in May, that I made. So, that way people, if you can't draw it freehand, then you can just use the stencil, and I actually did this what I used was, well, it's brass and bling now, but Rubbernecker, they have these little ink spots, and it's just regular ink. I didn't use distress ink or anything, but I just used regular old ink, and then I just outlined it with my Copic marker, and just did a little bit of shading with my Copic marker, that's all I did. Um, but I'm gonna be showing everybody how to color the whole thing with your markers. So this was a card that I did for CC Designs. I think it was it last week? Yeah, it was last week. I was testing out the stencil and making sure everything worked. It was a lot of fun. Here you go, Meadow. So that is gonna be an exclusive set. This will be. Did you guys wanna see the March stuff? You guys can see it ahead of time. Ugh, I don't know if you'll be able to hang on, I'm reaching for it. Ugh, okay. Actually, I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. This is our new packaging. So that's the answer is always yes. You're so funny, but this is our new packaging. So this is I love this bunny. This I love this bunny so much. And I love Vespas. I love Vespas. So I had to do this, but this is a cute little bunny. And this is gonna was this one called Bunny Trails Meadow? I don't remember.
So,
So, but we have Hoppy Easter, Life's Too Short to Be in a Hurry, Spring in the Air and Wind in My Hair, but hair is spelled Hare. And then we have Hoppy Spring. So you can do spring or Easter with this little guy, or you can put happy birthday and not use anything. Then, of course, I have a new little tea, coffee and tea set with bunnies this time and little carrots on all their stuff. And this one is this some bunny needs, and then you have coffee and tea at the top that you can switch it out for. And then without my blank, which is coffee or tea, I don't care it at all. Coffee or tea keeps me hoppy. And then this is I like to make sentiments where you're not stuck with either coffee or just tea and you can switch it out. So this one would be coffee or tea keeps your day hoppin'. And then these little elephants. that I did. My niece just had a baby. So I actually made this set so that I could put it in a scrapbook, a little scrapbook album that she just has to put pictures in. So I made this set for her. So it's you have congratulations, girl, baby, boy, and then it has on your, and then you can put new arrival or grand even if you want to give it to, somebody who's having a grandkid. Meadow, where's the Ayla stamp? I didn't, everything's underneath the book. You've got it. So, and then this one was basically, this one's name is Mama Ayla because Ayla is my niece. And you already know I name everything pretty much after Meadow. So this one was definitely not going to be Meadow. This one was my niece. So a little pregnant girl with a little buggy, and we have a diaper pin, teething ring, a binky, a rattle, a little shirt. And then the shirt, you can put a star, a heart, or a butterfly, little bottle, and it says, "You will be great." And being a mother is learning about strengths you never knew you know that you had. So that is going to be released in March with some really cute paper that I don't. Where's the paper? Do we have any paper? You want to grab the paper? So Meadow's grabbing the paper. There you go, kid. That one, and then the spring one. Right there, the spring. No, that's Christmas, the spring.
Oh.
So the spring paper we actually made this a while back. It was the first paper I ever made. So right now the new ones will have the new logo on it, but this one has the old logo. But this is the spring paper, and I don't know if anybody knows this, but Meadow and I actually have rabbits. So Meadow has one rabbit named Lolly, and then I have two rabbits who are actually sitting at my feet named Carmela and Peaches. So everything is rabbits for us. We love rabbits. So the rabbits. So this is going to be the paper that comes out in March. So I love that paper with the bunnies. And then we have some Oh Baby Baby. And every time I say that now, I can't stop thinking like Vanilla Ice. Ice Ice Baby, so bad. I'm so old. So
Show us the bunnies. I can't read part of it because YouTube is covering it.
Oh, you had one in your 20s? I will definitely post pictures of them. I know I have them on my Instagram, but I know Carmela would not have it sitting on my desk. Peaches might. So she will fluff up a bunch of hair. Can you get Peaches, Meadow? We'll see if she'll actually sit.
Peaches.
Everybody, you guys can see my messy desk. Where is Peach? She's always licking her toes. So here is Miss Peaches. Edie, sweet little Peach. She's like, ooh, what's all this? Can I still? No, you can't. Where are you going? No, come here, you. Come here. Come over here, you silly girl. You just gonna sit there? You gonna be desk bunny today? So that is Peaches. Now she's got hair everywhere. Come here, girlfriend. Get Oh. She's trying to type to y'all.
Oh, sweet baby.
You want to see where's Carmela?
Oh, Carmela.
She might not be she gets a little rambunctious. Yeah, she doesn't even want Meadow to pick her up. And I don't know what Peach touched. There we go. Peach is like, what are you doing, people? Let me see if my camera's right now. There we go. Oh, so you can see all the hair everywhere. So they are little Holland dwarfs. So let's see, what else do we got? So much fun stuff. And then let's see. Here's some narwhals that are going to be coming out in May. And then we have these little mergnomes that are coming out in May. And then this was the first mermaid that I made. So she's a lot of fun. Little turtles, little sharks. The turtles, the sharks, and the narwhals, though, I did not draw. Those were and those were all done by another artist.
She said,
So
mine was another one.
Another, yeah.
Another.
Those are cute. So you guys are gonna die laughing at how easy these mermaids are to color. But I think I'm gonna do her skin first, just because she looks weird. She looks very pasty if I don't do her skin first. So I'm gonna go ahead and start out with E11. Now you can do like bluish skin. I know some people have done that before, to where it looks like they're just like a fish person kind of a thing, I guess you would say. Meadows over here quoting Scooby-Doo. It's the fish man. I need to take my glasses off. So I'm just going around, trying not to get rabbit hair in my markers. Just going around her face where there would be some shadows.
Sample really said make them avatars and they can be really blue.
Oh, right. Oh my gosh, right? I didn't even think about that. We could do that. Because the second one, they did, well, I don't know. I don't remember. Did the second one, did the people have fins or did they have legs? The water
they had,
people.
Like, fin leg things.
They had fin leg things. I don't remember. It's been a while since we've watched that. So just getting underneath her hair. Because I don't want to make her like super tan either, you know? She doesn't see a lot of sunlight. Here we go. I'm just getting the hand right next to the hair. A little bit of the elbow. And then I'm going to get right up next to her booty. Get right where her arm is. Tina wanted, I actually drew this one specifically for Tina to do a scene. Because of the Make a Splash logo, there's two mermaid tails coming out of the water. But she wanted to do it like the mermaid was kind of like swimming down and you could see like her tail coming out of the water. Or you could see her body under the water. But if I make her tail too long, because she's already 4 inches just from the tip of her head to the end of her tail. And so I was like, if I make her any bigger, then she'll be huge. But if I make her smaller, then you won't be able to get your Copic marker in there very well. And I'm all about making these Copic friendly, so you're not having to, put the tip of your marker in this little teeny tiny little space. Okay, so there was E11. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do E21. And I'm just gonna get the bunny hair out of the way. And I'm just gonna come out a little bit. Now, one thing I do, because these are her eyelashes. So this is actually the white of her eye, if you come around. So I usually just put a little line right here, so I don't sit there and go right straight through her eyeball. See, I left a little bit of white here, but her eyelash, because it's the side of her face, her eyelashes come straight down. And I can just pull that out, go a little bit underneath her mouth. And get her hair. Who came in, Meadow? I don't have my glasses on.
Deborah Hellman.
Hi, Deborah. Thank you. I think that says adorable. I don't have my no glasses.
It says adorable.
I got bifocals on my glasses. I've never had them before. And the eye doctor said I didn't really need them, but it would be easier than taking my glasses on and off because I can't see far. I mean, I can still see without my glasses if I drive, but I still can't see far away because it gives me a headache because I have astigmatism. But I'm still taking my glasses on and on and off. So I'm like, okay, what was the point in the bifocal again? It just drives me bonkers. So just pulling out the E11. I'm going to pull this out just a little bit from her eye. Now I'm going to use, here it is, a little bit of R20 for her little cheeks. And I usually take it up to her eye. That way it kind of brings her whole face together instead of it just being like a line and then her cheek. This way it just kind of connects her face instead of making her face look like she's got, I don't know, 2 layers like a cake on her head. And then R30 to pull that out. Am I putting that in the light to where it's glaring, Meadow?
No, I can see it.
Okay. Here we go. And while I have it here, I'm going to go ahead and use RO2. And I'm just going to put just a little bit in there for her tongue. And I mean, I barely touched it. And then I'm going to use R00 just to tone it down a little bit. That way it doesn't look like she's been eating, I don't know, Red Hots or red Kool-Aid all day.
On the video, she looks so tan.
Does she look really tan? She's really not this dark, I swear. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it out with some with E00. We're done with our R's. I don't even know why I said that. So I'm just pulling it out a little bit. Does she really look that tan? Oh my gosh. I didn't mean for her to look super tan, you guys. Oh, I guess she does. Wow. And you're right, there is a delay because I stopped coloring and I was still coloring on the video. I'm magic. So just pulling this out. Here we go. So I decided tonight I'm gonna give her, you've seen the purple hair and you've seen the blue hair. So how did that get in there? So I decided tonight I'm gonna do pink hair. I thought that would be fun. Let's see, where's my E triple zero? Here it is. There is just, holy cow.
You know what? Before.
Peaches needs to be brushed out. My gosh. Could make a fur coat off of everything that I'm getting rid of here. So this, I'm not, instead of pulling the color out, I'm actually pushing this color in. Might pull it out just a little bit. But I'm trying to push the color in so that it doesn't make her even more tan. But I'm just doing really gently because if I do more than what I'm doing now, I will actually really overblend this. And then I would have to put scales on her just so that it wouldn't look so overblended. Although this right here just does not wanna, that, does that look funny on the camera? Because it looks funny up close.
What?
Right here, it looks like there's a line on her eyeball. It looks all weird. Let me see if I can fix that because it's gonna bug me. Is anybody else like that where you color something
Oh, that.
and then it just bothers you? There, it's kind of gone. Maybe it'll, let me let it dry for a minute and then it'll go away. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with my B, not my B11. I'm gonna start with my BG10.
Donna said yep every time.
Oh, thank you, Donna. I know I'm not alone now because that just drives me bonkers. So this, let me grab, I had scratch paper here. So I know some people do like dots or they don't do any texture on the tail. They'll just color the tail. What I do is, and Meadow laughed at me the other day because she didn't believe how easy it was when I colored the tails. So here's, if you haven't seen these, not the fish. So here's the tails. Can you see that, Meadow? So they look like they have like a ton of texture, and I spent hours on these. At least it does to me. But all I did, let me get a darker color. Hang on so I can show you. Let's see. All I did was squiggles. I mean, I just that is all I did. That's it. And I just do it all over the tail. So I'm going to start with my lightest color. And I'm just going to kind of go all over. And it's not like an intentional squiggle. I'm not like doing it perfect. I'm just pretending like my hand, has no control whatsoever. And some days when my hands are really shaky, I really don't have control. So this really helps. And I only take it down to the fin right here. So, and I'm not doing this part. This part I'm going to leave to pink. Although, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit in there. Just so it blends and kind of feathers in with the pink. Let me see. Let me zoom in a little bit here so y'all can see what I'm doing a little better. There we go. So there's my squiggles. And then I'm going to go to my next color. And as I go up in levels of color, I'm going to go a little bit less every single time. So I'm just going to go ahead. That way we can see the lighter color underneath. And sometimes when I'm making squiggles too, I'll pick my pen up so you don't even get the whole squiggle. And now I'm gonna use my BG23. And my BG23, I'm just gonna put where it's gonna be a little bit darker, which there's not gonna be a whole lot of dark, but there'll be a little bit right here because her tail is bent. I'm just going across her bum because her hair, obviously, if the light is coming, say, let's say from here, you're not going to get anything because of her hair. But if you have the light coming from here, you'll get some here a little bit, depending on where her fin is at. But you'll still catch a little bit of light, so you can have a little bit, of highlight and a little bit of contrast on her tail. And then the last color for the BGs I'm gonna use is the BG15, and I'm just gonna put in a little bit on this side of her tail, and then I'm gonna put a little bit right there where her little bum is probably covering. So for right now, that's all I'm gonna use of my BGs, and I'm gonna start using RV, what is that? RV 000, 10, 21, and 23. So I'm gonna start out with, I don't know if I'm gonna actually, this is gonna come up real well, but I'm gonna put some in here anyways, just to see if it comes out a little bit. Not really, but you can see a little bit in there, but not much. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with my RV 00. And I'm gonna go into the other colors as well. And I'm just doing the same squiggles, just kind of blending the colors together. Now I'm gonna use RV10, and I'm just gonna do her tail for right now. I'll come to her hair in just a second when we're done with this part. Then I'm gonna use RV21, and you don't even have to use this many colors, honestly, because you can see it's starting to be really a lot darker, and we already said our light was gonna be right here, but I do wanna get some pink in there so that it's not just all blue. And then I'll put a little bit of 23 in there, which is really dark. So that's just gonna go over on this side. I'm not gonna have really anything over here except for maybe right here. Okay, so excuse the bun hair. So I'm gonna start off with her hair. Well, I should do her fin first. So let's see, which way do I want to do her fin? I think I'm going to do blue and then pink coming in like I did before. So I'm going to use my BG23, and I'm just going to get like the outside and then kind of come in right here and then maybe make a little line. Make it look a little bit more, I don't know what that word would be. Like a fishtail? More fishy? There we go. I'm just going to bring that out just a little bit more. And then I'll use my BG11. More rabbit hair. Where is the rabbit hair even coming from? Oh my gosh. I wipe it away and it's still there. It's bunny glitter. There we go. You know, I think I'm going to go ahead and make her bathing suit blue as well. So I'm going to use my BG23 really fast. Or I guess it wouldn't be a bathing suit. Her little shells. There we go. Okay. I'm going to use some BG15. Go ahead and make that a little bit darker so it'll stand out, give it a little contrast. Now I will go ahead and use, I'm going to flip this around, and I'm going to use RV21, and I'm just going to do the tips, and I'm just going on the outside. I'm not going to go in the middle. I'm just going to put that right, I'm just going to feather that right into the BG15 and the BG21 or 23. And then I'm going to use RV10 to pull that out. And I'm going to feather that right into the BGs. And I'm just going to bring it all the way down. Now her hair. So I'm going to start out with RV21. And I'm just going to go ahead and do really thin. So the thin flicks, I barely touch the paper at all. I'm just kind of just letting it, I'm just holding it really loose and I'm barely touching the paper. The only reason I'm saying these things is because I have a lot of people saying that they get the thicker flicks when they actually like really touch the paper, but I'm just holding this really loose and I barely touch it. It's like a paintbrush. I tell one of my friends who gets mad at me all the time that she can't do it. I'm like, it's a paintbrush, not a crayon. So I'm just going to do some nice little long flicks from the crown or from the top of her head, top of her bangs actually. And then I'm also going to do some from her crown. Get some from the back of the ponytail. What? What's funny, Meadow?
She walked over but did a big stretch.
So, and then I'm going to get some from her pony tail. Now these ones, I have a hard time doing circles like this way. I have a better, easier time making a circle going that way. But, so if I mess it up, go ahead and laugh. It's okay. I don't mind because I'll be laughing too. But I'm just basically making an arch for her ponytail. But then I'm also going to come down right here and I'm just going to come all the way down because then this part of her hair will come a little bit more forward than the rest of her hair and it'll make her ponytail look a little bit more thicker and fuller than what it does already.
Donna said you are using the tip of your pen for this, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Using the tip of my pen. Sorry if my fat little chunky fingers are getting in your way. I call them my snossages. So I'm just flicking. Now I'm coming back the other way so that we can do the highlight. I know a lot of people will like draw the highlight area. I don't do that. I'm a rebel. And I just start from the bottom and go to the and then go to the top or vice versa. So like her bangs, all I'm going to do is come in from the bottom now. And you can see right here, there is a whitish area and you can left. So you don't have to do the highlight part, like draw it. You just have to make sure you leave a little bit of white in there though. So I'm going to go ahead and get her little bit of hair that's here. I'm not really going bottom to top on this. I'm just kind of putting some flicks in there. It's a little hard to do that when you've got little tiny hair pieces. Make sure I get this piece. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the tips of her ponytail. And just coming in. And you can see I follow the lines of the hair a little bit, but not 100%. For me, the lines of the hair, like the black lines, are there so that I know the movement of her hair. There we go. So that was RV21. Now this is RV10. And this, I'm just going to go in between, and I'm not going to be real careful about this part because I want to leave a little bit of that white in there. Here we go. And just getting her hair that's right here pulled back. And then I'm going to go ahead and put some more little flicks in her ponytail. These flicks are just a little bit thicker, just because this is probably, I'm kind of just filling quite a bit of the white in with the RV10 because I'm going to be going in with the RV23 here in a minute. I mean, I'm leaving a little bit, but not much for the RV00. Because the RV10 is pretty light, so you really don't need, sometimes you don't need RV00, but here I'm going to go ahead and use that so you can't really tell. And it's not really filling much else in. Now you can use like R81 instead of RV21 if you want to. This is just what I use for pink hair, like really bright, like bubble gum. Makes me think of Hubba Bubba bubble gum. So for the contrast, because like for the whoops, got stuck. For this one, I used all light colors. And then I went in there with the BV08, and then I just softened it up a little bit afterwards, but it really brings a lot of definition to the hair. So I'm going to go ahead and go in with my RV23 and just using the tip again, trying to do small flicks, but this needs to be changed probably. I've noticed when my flicks are a little bit thicker that either I have a lot of ink in my pen and it's just coming out excessively, or my nib needs to be changed. And it looks like it was an excessive bit of ink coming out. Now, one thing you can do, like this piece of hair is actually overlapping this piece of hair. So sometimes what I'll do is I will just draw a line right up against the edge of it. So if I turn it back around and bring some little flicks out, now it looks like this is in front of this piece because you have this contrasting bit here. So I'm also going to do that right here. And this I'm just going to color in. And then this is going to be a little bit darker so that it pushes this piece in front. And then this will be darker because it's behind her. And I forgot to get the bottom half of this one. Let's get some here. So now I'm going to go ahead and do a line all the way around the edge of her bangs. And then I will pull some of this out. Unless I mess it up like I did right there. Because I couldn't get my pen to go the right way. So I will just go ahead and put some more down here and make it look like I did that on purpose. So right here is where that wave is, where the shadow is going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and put some pink here. Bring that around. Go ahead and make this a little bit darker. And then we'll put just a little bit here because we don't want that. That'll get nice and that'll get some light. We just want a little bit where it's coming off the back of her head. And then we can put some here. And we'll make that one look like it's behind. And we can make that look like it's behind. Okay, so I think I'm going to turn it around now. And I'm going to get some more bits on the back of her head. And then we will go ahead and do some contrast on the end pieces of her hair. See, it looks like I need to get this piece just a little bit more. There we go. Now I will go ahead and use RV10 to just smooth that out a little bit so that it's not so just see how smooth that looks compared to how choppy that looks. And that's usually what I do. 'Cause while I like the contrast, I don't like it looking really like choppy and just streaky and yucky. But that's just me. If you like that, you leave it and it's not ucky. Okay? Just on my stuff it is. So just gonna, and I'm not trying to, make any like real flicks. I'm just going right over the top of it and just smoothing it out. And I am pushing down just a little bit harder, more like a crayon than a paintbrush. Okay, so there is her hair. Let's see, the last thing we have left is a little bit more detail in her eyes. So you can probably see her eyes that we put the little shine lines in. Because I know a lot of people have problems with the eyes and the shine lines or the little dots, where do I put them and stuff like that. I actually had two people comment that when I showed the other mermaids this week. Trying to think of what colors to do her eyes. What color should I do her eyes? See, this one, I did green eyes. This one has purple eyes. Blue? Just plain old blue eyes. We'll do blue so she can match the other girls. So I'm going to use BO5, BO1, and B000, and C0. So I'm going to start off with BO5, and you can see that there's like a black line here. So I go right below the black line, and I just put in my darkest color. Just very little. And then I'm going to use my BO1, and I'm going to pull that down just a little bit, but not all the way. You still want to leave room for the B000. And then I'm going to use B000, and I'm going to finish out, not only am I going to finish out her eye, but I'm going to go over the rest of it too, just to blend the colors. The C0, because if you look at yourself in the mirror or anything like that, you have a little bit, your eyelid is going to put a little bit of a shadow on your eye. So I'm going to go just right across her eye and make a shadow. And it's just, all I'm doing is going from her eyelid here, her eyelashes, to the end of her eyelashes here. And I'm just putting that shadow in. Now the ink, the white gel pens that I use Brisk Learner. This is a 0.5. Or I use the Singlo Uniball ones. And it's just white ink. They work pretty well when they're full. It's usually when they get about a quarter of the way down, like down to like here, I start having issues. So I just warm it up on my paper, or I just warm it up on my finger. You can see it came right out. So I have a circle here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and put the ink back in, or the white back in, to the circles. I have 2 there, and then I have 1 down here at the bottom, and then I have a small one here, 1 here, and then 1 at the bottom. So another thing that I'm gonna use this one for is I'm just gonna put a few dots, not darts, dots of white in her tail. And it's funny that I think about this because to me, this looks pretty. And I like the way that it looks with the white. But Meadow has a goldfish who started getting white bumps like this on her body. And we found out that it was like, what is it, Meadow? Bacteria?
Parasite.
It's a parasite that will actually eat the fish. It can kill the fish, and it just looks like white bumps like this. So I'm thinking about her fish every time I do this now. I'm like, oh my goodness, this looks really cool, but not on a real fish. That's bad.
It's just sparkles.
Meadow says it's just sparkles. I don't know if you guys can hear her or not. So now I'm going to go ahead and use this one again. Just going to put a dot, and you can put this anywhere, or you don't have to put it at all. And I just put a dot, and then I flick it out 4 different ways, and I put some dots around it for a sparkle. And then I'm going to go ahead and put one maybe on the end of her tail. And then I'm going to use my smaller white gel pen if I can get it going. You can see it's down a little ways, so it may not want to go. Let's warm it up here. And I'm just going to put that right here on the edge of her eye. Yeah, it's being a boogie. I might have to get my other white ink out. Let me see. This is the same thing, but it's a different thickness on the pen. Yep, that doesn't want to work either. So I'm just going to have to go with the thick one and pray to God it doesn't goop in her eye. Just barely touch it there. Give her some sparkle. So that is it. That is how I color my mermaids. And now that I'm looking at her, I think I want to put another sparkle here. You can never have enough sparkles, right? There we go. So, and she has a make a splash, obviously, because she's going to be from the make a splash. Let me see, I'll zoom back out a little bit. And then you can see these ones too. So these 2 will be available in May. Whoops. Will be available in May. And then she is exclusive to the retreat. So I can't wait for all of you to see the projects. Oh, and look at just when, speak of the devil. I don't know if y'all can see this. I may need to, Tina just sent this to me. But isn't that gorgeous? This is what she is working on for one of the retreat projects. I am so super excited.
She did that with Copic?
She did this with Copic. She hand drew the whole thing. Well, not the whole thing. This, I think, is just Copic's. But she actually Yeah, that is gonna be an amazing class. Absolutely amazing. So I'm so happy she sent that during the video. Oh my gosh. That's awesome. Let me see if I can actually we send a lot of pictures, so hang on. Let me see if I can actually find so here's another one that she's gonna be doing at the retreat. She's gonna be doing that class. And then la 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 la. Gosh, we send a lot of pictures. So here's what I was saying. If you guys haven't seen the logo for the retreat for this year, because I always make a different like little theme for the retreat. And then trying to find the picture where she started off with drawing that, but I'm not finding it now. Because she sent me a picture where it was all like she drew it all out. And it was just the pencil. It was so amazing. I'm not seeing it, but
Doesn't pencil stay
that
after you
is
put
pretty
the
cool.
link over it?
Pencil will stay if you go over it, but if you erase it just to where you can barely see it, then you won't be able to notice it. So, there we go. I will put the colors that we used um, down in below so you guys will know all the colors that we used for her and you can refer back to them. There wasn't a whole lot, but that way you can go back if you need to and look for them. I will also put the link. The link for the retreat should already be down there if you guys want to join us for retreat. You can join us in person or you can join us virtually. We live stream. So you will basically it'll be just like you're there with us. There'll just be some things like we play bunco and we play bingo. You virtual people get to play bingo as well. But bunco's a little hard. So unless we strapped you to somebody's chest. So but yeah, I hope you guys will join us. I hope you guys like the images and I will see how my weekend plays out because I have a class this weekend. We're doing the birthday camp this weekend, and maybe hopefully I'll get to come on this next Wednesday and do some more coloring with you guys.
Stampers that they look so awesome and like how you colored the tape.
Thank you so much. The tail is so for me that's the easiest way to do the tails. I mean, you can do the dots or you can do other things, but for me that is just like the fastest and the easiest way to do it, and I love doing it that way. You're very, very welcome. I love doing this. So I will see you guys hopefully next Wednesday. I will make sure that I put something up on Facebook and on Instagram with the link so that y'all can find me easily, okay? So I will see you guys later. I enjoyed spending time with you. Bye now. Okay. Sarah missed it.